I'm a journalist, not a workman.
You're whatever I need you to be in order to get the Gazette to the people of Philadelphia.
Yes, James. Be a proper patriot and stop complaining.
Mayor's here!
Hey!
Oh, please. Is there anything addressed to Miss Sarah Phillips?
Oh, Monsieur Henri Lefebvre, I am expecting a large shipment of gold doubloons from off the coast of Virginia. A small shipment?
Perhaps some news from the continent.
Here.
Over here!
Over here.
Thank you, my boy. Franklin.
There's no word from my father?
I'm afraid letters from Ohio are few and far between, Sarah.
This separation cannot continue. I will make a home with him in the colonies. I vow it.
Nothing for me, neither?
Nothing for you either. However, I did receive these out-of-town newspapers.
Finally!
My doubloons?
Perhaps the next Mayo.
Look at this!
Forced from their homes? Where?
The New Hampshire Grants.
Where's that?
Up between New York and Canada.
Beautiful country. They call the hills up there the Green Mountains.
Fine logging in the Grants.
Fine maple syrup, too.
Maple syrup?
Listen. Ejectment coming thick and faster. Women sobbing and lamenting. Children crying and men pierced to the heart with sorrow and indignation at the approaching tyranny.
Now that's newspaper writing.
It's by someone named Ethan Allen.
It sounds to me like Mr. Allen is hyperbolizing in an effort to inflame the emotions of potential traitors to the crown.
What did she say?
She said, something I wouldn't lower myself by repeating.
She said, Henri, that this man Allen is a liar.
He sounds to me like a patriot.
He sounds to me like a loudmouth, as does someone else I know.
James, Sarah. Allen might be exaggerating, but he's not lying. Allowing people's land to be taken out from under them. The Redcoats aren't using muskets this time, but they're firing a broadside at us nonetheless. I've been wondering where the next hostilities with the Crown might take place. This could be our answer.
You have as much chance of filing a better story than me as a man has of walking on the moon.
You're rather sure of yourself for someone with a chunk of venison stuck between his teeth.
Where? Oh, got it. Thanks.
Look out! Oh, that was scary. Can we do it again?
This would be an absolutely lovely place for my family to make a home.
Thieves! Let me do the talking.
I do not need you to take care of me. Thank you.
I will talk with these.
Afternoon, youngsters.
Can we search him now, Tom? Can we search him?
That won't be necessary, Luke. Our friends here will be happy to show us anything interesting they might be carrying about their persons. Won't you, kids?
A ways back, we passed a guy who looked real rich. You can probably catch him if you hurry.
Come on, Tom. Let's go get him.
You're a clever pup, ain't you? Now tell old Tom what you're really doing up in these parts.
I am a journalist and demand safe passage in the name of King George III. I demand to meet your leader.
And I demand to meet your cook.
You boys trap game in the woods and don't invite me to the feast?
May I assume that you are the leader of this vile band of kidnappers and thieves?
Some of the boys might take offense at your characterization, but yes, I'm their leader. My name's Ethan Allen.
Ethan Allen?
Ethan Allen?
I did was ask you where the finest land is to be found in the Grants.
You Tories come here and expect us to just hand over our land and property? Are you mad or stupid or you just a thief?
I can answer that.
You call me a thief? You're the one who had me bound and gagged and dragged here against my will.
My men were doing their duty. And anyway, you're free now, aren't you?
If you won't show me the land, I'll go see it myself.
You'll do nothing of the kind, my little redcoat.
Yum, maple syrup.
No more will you steal our homes out from under our very feet. And, sad to say, no more can we fight your tyranny peaceably. So often have the pleas and arguments of our lawful committees been ignored by your king.
Ah!
Ethan, on our way here, we saw a man riding a gilded chariot.
Pendrake's back. Tom Buell, boys, Pendrake's back.
Pendrake? You sure?
Our young scout, Mr. Hiller, saw him. Miss Phillips, it looks like you'll get to see a fine Grants home after all.
You will leave my property immediately.
We cannot leave your property because we are not on your property. You, Arthur Pendrake, are a snake infesting our Eden. We ask you one more time to leave this place peaceably.
In the name of the Governor of New York and the King of England, I will not budge, sir.
What will he do?
Better get down.
Take him, boys! Come on! Anyone else in the house?
No, Ethan.
Set the horse free.
This isn't right. It isn't fair.
I'm glad you're here, little redcoat. You're about to learn something about fairness. Arthur Pendrake, we, the people of the New Hampshire Grants, have resolved to offer a burnt sacrifice to the gods of the world. Time to burn the house.
This is barbaric. If you're intent on driving this good man out, why don't you simply let the earlier occupant move back in?
Let's ask the earlier occupant. Tom?
If I did that, they'd just throw me and my family out again. That thief would be back, right back inside a house I built for my wife and children. Maybe this'll show him we mean business. Ethan, give me the torch.
Sorry, Tom.
So am I. I built this house for freedom. Now I burn it for freedom.
Go your way now. To the devil with your governor, laws, king, council, and assembly. Ugh. People have three inalienable rights, James. Rights that they cannot be denied. And those are the rights to life, liberty, and property. If the government fails to protect those rights, it's the people's right to revolt and form a new government. It's never been clearer to me than right now. That's exactly what we have to do. We have got to separate from England. At Lexington and Concord, the British fired on Americans. It's time for them to get as good as they give. It's time for the first American attack on the Redcoats.
Finally!
You wouldn't dare.
No more burning houses. No more Arthur Pendrakes. The Green Mountain Boys are gonna take Fort Ticonderoga in New York.
If they won't give me maple syrup, I will get my own! Sacre bleu! redcoats!
Violence, Colonel Allen, is never justified. It's the people's right to revolt. Just where did you get your outrageous excuse for a political philosophy anyway?
Well, let me think. I remember now. That's right, Mr. John Locke from Pensford, England.
Oops!
Am I addressing Colonel Allen?
You are?
I am Colonel Benedict Arnold. Colonel, I have been commissioned by the Massachusetts Committee of Safety to raise a regiment which I have done to attack Fort Ticonderoga. To that end, I hereby order you to turn over to me complete and utter command of the Green Mountain Boys.
Well, Colonel, with all the respect due a man of your high rank and obvious importance, I formed this battalion, these are my men, and I'll be darned if some little red peacock is gonna strut in here and start giving them orders.
This is not a request, Colonel. This is an order. If you will not obey it, I will force you to obey it. You and every single one of your so-called soldiers.
How you gonna do that? Go back to your committee of safety? The Green Mountain Boys are serving under Ethan Allen, or the Green Mountain Boys are going home.
Captain, this attack is too important to jeopardize by sniping between fellow patriots. So I'll make you a deal. I'll let you share command of the boys here and ride with me in front of them, if you agree not to cause any trouble for us back in Massachusetts. But remember, no one gives orders to these men but me. Ever. We agreed?
He'll never do it.
He must do it.
Agreed.
Colonel Allen! A redcoat riding this way on the white horse with a bright red jacket. He was a shrimp, but he... Did you spot the British soldier too, monsieur?
I decided to attack Fort Ticonderoga for two reasons. First, it's cannon. If we can capture the British cannon, with all due respect to you, miss, we can transport them to Boston.
And send those redcoats halfway back to England with their own artillery.
Second, if we control Ticonderoga, we control the main waterway into the colonies from Canada.
And then, my boy, nothing goes on, in, or out of that water unless we Americans say it does.
Now, our spies tell us there are only 50 or so British soldiers defending the fort.
But we're expecting a heck of a fight anyway. And let me say one thing to the good people of Philadelphia. Brothers and sisters, there ain't one Green Mountain boy on God's green earth who ain't prepared to meet his maker up there in that fort.
Because, Miss Phillips, every man here, no matter how uncouth, how rough, how rude, is profoundly committed to fighting for America's freedom to the last beat of his heart.
Colonel Arnold, I wonder if I might ask you a favor?
Yes, Miss Phillips?
Colonel, I request permission to join you and the Green Mountain Boys in your attack on Fort Ticonderoga.
Might I be permitted to accompany you on your attack?
I'm afraid that's out of the question.
Son, what you're asking is highly irregular.
Sir, with respect, the people of Philadelphia need to know the story of the colony's first attack on the Crown.
Sir, the people of Philadelphia need to know the story of America's first attack on the tyrannous mullions of King George III.
That's minions. Well, I suppose in their way the Green Mountain Boys are highly irregular too. You'll stay as much out of harm's way as possible.
Yes, sir.
I don't doubt that the Pennsylvanians need news of our attack, Miss Phillips, but I'm afraid they'll have to get it from someone less qualified than yourself. I simply cannot permit a proper young lady to accompany troops into combat.
think you'd be the only one getting this story, did you?
Misfire!
Mercy, sir, mercy!
Take me to your commanding officer.
Now!
All right, all right.
In the name of God and the Continental Congress, I demand that you surrender this fort. Come on out, you old rat!
My sword, sir.
Take prisoners! Gather all weapons, artillery, and ammunition! That's an order.
Well, go on, boys, and find the rest of these redcoats.
Gather the artillery, collect the cannonballs and musket shot outside. An inch to the left, and you'd be heading for a court-martial in Boston.
Oh, so sorry, sir.
I notice you got your story after all, Miss Phillips.
I do hope we meet again under more favorable circumstances. I believe you would like my father.
Major Phillips, retired. I understand he was a fine soldier. Please send him my best regards.
I shall do so, Colonel. I had dreamed that he might join me in the Grants someday. But I have recently learned that the New Hampshire Grants are no place for our family to make a home.
We'll eat heartily tonight. Look at all this food.
No wonder the redcoats didn't fight us. They were too fat and happy from all this jerky.
All this without firing a shot! We're gonna whip those redcoats in no time!
Don't get cocky, son. We've a long way to go before we win our freedom. Hold on there, Edward. Wasn't that little French weasel trying to drum up some of this stuff back in the Green Mountains?
Dr. Franklin will put my story on the front page.
He'll put mine on the front page. Dr. Franklin is many things, but he is not insane.
Papers ready.
Who got the front page?
You both did.
I never thanked you for not giving me away on the boat that night.
I had to let you write that story. How else could I prove that mine was superior?
Spell superior.
Gee, these flapjacks look good.
Oh, I imagine they are.
All right. These colonies are troubling with England and Boston. This is not Massachusetts, you say. True. This is Philadelphia and Pennsylvania. But trouble moves round. Leave your politics on board. And don't pick up any politics ashore.
September 1774. Dearest Mother, please give my best to Dr. Franklin. As he may have told you, Parliament's response to the Boston Tea Party has not been warmly received. The colonies have sent representatives to Philadelphia to attend a Continental Congress.
No thank you.
The first gathering of leaders from each of the 13 colonies. They intend to draft a formal response to Parliament. There is so much beauty here. It's not difficult to understand why the people are passionate about their colonies. And passions, as you know, can make men's blood run hot.
By giving Canada the Ohio River Valley, the lives lost 11 years ago during the French and Indian War were lost for nothing.
But Parliament's demand that Boston pay for the tea they destroyed is perfectly reasonable.
The tax is not reasonable. Only a Tory would think so.
I thought Tory was a colony. You know, like if a person was a Tory, they were from Tory. Like a New Yorker is from New York.
Sarah's not a Tory.
Colonists who defend Parliament are called Tories, a nasty name on this side of the Atlantic. I must learn to be careful what I say, since my opinions are not always popular.
Sam, it's vital these pamphlets are distributed in Boston immediately. The pamphlets need to be read while the British warships are still there, with cannons pointing at church steeples.
John, even I wouldn't accuse the British of targeting church steeples, and I consider myself an expert at stirring the pot.
You're right, of course. It's too much. But we must get these pamphlets into Boston. We must!
You gentlemen have a way of agreeing that makes it sound like you're arguing. Your pamphlets are nearly done. Sarah, Henri, James, you remember Mr. Samuel Adams?
Yes, sir. We were there in Boston the night of the Tea Party.
A most splendid protest. The people should never rise up without doing something worth remembering.
And this is Mr. John Adams.
The same John Adams who defended the British troops who fired on our patriots at the Boston Massacre?
James, that was many years ago.
No, Moses, the lad is right. I did defend the British soldiers, and they were found not guilty for a good reason. They weren't guilty.
And our patriots were? They simply stood up for what they believed.
I think it was very brave of you, Mr. Adams, to defend unpopular men in the midst of friends and neighbors who wanted to see them punished.
I had justice on my side. The men involved in the so-called massacre were not patriots. They were a drunken mob spoiling for a fight. It was a case of self-defense. Facts can be stubborn things.
If I had been there, I would have been with the patriots.
Son, I admire your heart, but you must learn to distinguish between a patriotic act of protest and mob rule. The tyranny of the people can be just as brutal as the tyranny of the crown.
The pamphlet looks good, John. Now all we need is a way to get them into Boston.
How about you, James? Here's a patriotic act. Get these to my wife, Abigail.
I would, but I've agreed to assist the scribes during the Congress.
Since the harbor's closed, British troops patrol the roads, stopping and searching every carriage. There will be danger.
Abigail is going to meet the convoy well outside Boston. The danger will be minimal.
I'll go.
You don't even believe in our cause.
Maybe not, but I believe in adventure. I could take Henri with me. No one would suspect a thing.
Sarah is right, and Henri is a stout, able young man. Right, Henri?
Good. Then it's settled. I'll notify Abigail by courier.
have to learn to be aggressive if you want to be a journalist.
I think you were very nearly rude to Mr. Adams.
I was to the point, nose to nose.
You were as busy giving your own opinion as getting his.
I like Sam Adams. Sam is a man of action. This is a time for action.
Hey, who's that?
Whoa!
What have we here? Stand right where you are.
I was looking for my shipmate. I'll be on my way.
I offered to buy you a drink.
I don't drink.
That it? Or is you wouldn't join the toast? Me, Parliament rot the wretched louts!
Where are you going? I don't know my way at night.
Oh, all right already.
Look, I don't want any trouble. Let me go about my business.
You are my business. I'm worried about you out in the chilly night air. He needs a warm coat of tar and feathers.
Let me go! Stop!
I can't believe I'm going to miss this.
I can't believe you'd want to have anything to do with it. If you were a gentleman, you'd put a stop to it.
Imagine how silly he's going to look covered with tar and feathers. He'll look like a giant barn owl. Hooty hoot! Hooty hoot! I'm Hooty the sailor.
Isn't this more of a story than that poor unfortunate sailor?
What story? We're loading wagons.
These supplies have been sent from 4 different colonies. That's a story. I had the impression the colonies consider themselves separate countries.
They did, until Parliament closed Boston Harbor. If they can do it to Boston, they can do it anywhere.
Stop! What is it?
It's the barn owl on parade!
Let me go! Leave me alone! What is my crime? That I disagree!
Now that's a story. I want to see what happens next.
Hold on, Henri. We're leaving soon. The wagon master said the roads out of Philadelphia are easier to travel with this moon.
Hooty hoot! Hooty hoot! Hooty hoot! Hooty hoot!
On the same city street, at the same time, I witnessed an act of compassion as strangers donated food for people in need, for people they have never met. Yet, I also witnessed a callous act of brutal bullying, and James is swept up in it.
Stop! No! Let me go!
In large type across the top, Hooty Hoot gets the boot because he looked like a barn owl after they tarred and feathered him. And they kicked him when they cut him loose. Get it? Hooty Hoot? Boot?
I don't think so.
Moses, he had it coming to him.
Remember what John Adams said about mobs?
What does Mr. Adams know about the newspaper game? He could learn something from the author of that pamphlet he's sending to Boston, Novangelis. Now that man is a writer.
Novangelis is John Adams. It's a pseudonym, meaning he writes under an assumed name.
John Adams wrote a government of laws and not of men? That's John Adams?
The very one.
Maybe I should write using a
pseudonym.
Yeah, I'll call myself something modern. Daggerquill. All one word, but capitalize the Q.
Chatterquill would be more like it. The lesson here, James, is less about the name and more about the message. Mr. Adams is a very wise man. You would do well to learn from his example. Now get this paper stock over to Congress.
You will let me write a story about the Congress for the Gazette?
Only if you study the issues. Learn about the men arguing the various sides.
Deal!
That boy.
I forgot the paper stock.
Dearest Mother, this land is even more spectacular than Father has described in his letters. But the people I have met are most uncommon. Their desire to learn what is going on in the country and their willingness to share with their fellow colonials gives me hope for mankind.
I could choke half of them with my bare hands. Don't they understand the suffering that's going on in Boston?
Patience, Sam. We will make the case with facts stacked one upon another like bricks. Soon we will have an argument so strong it will be impervious to attack.
On our second day, an old man brought his sheep to the convoy. He explained he was too old to continue herding sheep. He had given most of his flock to his daughter, but he wanted to give the rest to the blockaded city of Boston. At first, our wagon master didn't want to accept the flock. It would have slowed us down too much. But I had an idea.
All right, troops. I know nothing of sheep, but I know soldiers. I depend on you to assist me, Lieutenant. Yes, General, sir. Quit fighting with the Lieutenant. You there, big horn. If you behave, I will give you all ranks of honor and names of valiant French knights and musketeers.
It is essential at the outset to determine our method of voting.
Who is that at the podium?
Him? That's Patrick Henri.
Population of the larger colonies. What say you?
Hear, hear!
Point of order!
At the provisional meeting of the Stamp Act, we voted by colonies.
One vote each.
Yes, we're all equal. No! Outrageous!
Who is that standing up?
Delegate Dwayne. He's from New York.
What say you to that, sir?
The matter of the vote has not been decided.
That's John Adams. Him, I know. Let's make a deal. I'll tell you everyone I know, and you tell me everyone you know.
I know everyone.
Everyone? Who's that?
John Jay of New York. Now please, I'm trying to listen.
As we set about our business, I remind everyone of our purpose. We are here to re-establish harmony with Great Britain. We're not here to provoke Parliament into further action against us.
Hear, hear! Outrageous! Gentlemen, come to order. I have just received a message by courier that British warships have fired cannon upon the city of Boston. Church steeples have fallen. There is panic in the streets, and some number of dead.
As we near the end of our last day on the road, we are met by a most marvelous lady and her driver. She is the wife of the Massachusetts delegate, John Adams. Abigail Adams is so much more. You would like this lady very much.
Welcome from all the good people of Boston. And you must be Sarah. Forgive my brazen husband, that Mr. Adams, sending a girl on such an errand.
You must thank him for me. It has been a wonderful adventure, but I must ask you, we heard along our journey that Boston has been fired upon. Is this true?
Heavens, no. General Gage sent troops to Cambridge and took arms and powder stored there. Patrols on the road stopped supplies from entering the city. But actual warfare? God save us from that.
Has any word come from England? Anything new from Parliament that might provoke violence?
No. General Gage can act under his own authority. He claims he seized the powder and guns to prevent violence. However, if he finds these pamphlets, it would be sedition. That could land us all in jail.
Sedition?
That's like treason.
You have nothing to fear. I won't let anything happen to you. I promise. Please put everything in my carriage.
I know how to get the pamphlets into Boston without anyone going to jail. My squadron! If I follow the marsh road into Boston, no one will think twice.
Young man, that's brilliant.
Tell me what happened in the Congress.
Well, I found the delegates at Carpenter's Hall arguing over what to do about the Intolerable Acts. One group wants to demand Parliament repeal the Intolerable Acts, while the other group wants to ask the king for his help.
Who are the leaders?
The firebrands. That's what the moderates called them. Are the Massachusetts men, John Adams and Sam Adams.
Write the names down. Who are the moderates then? Who speaks for them?
Our own delegation. Can you believe it? Shame on Pennsylvania. Mr. Galloway sounds as if he were a member of Parliament himself.
Good job, James. Excellent reporting. You have all the facts. Why are you so glum?
Because they just talk and talk and talk. Why won't they fight it out and be done with it?
Let's say a prayer of thanks we have men who aren't so quick to fight.
The moderates won. They're going to petition the king to fix it with Parliament. It could be weeks before there's any news. Moses, let me do a story on the sailor that got tarred and feathered. That's real news, patriotic and funny.
I know where you can find the sailor. Maybe you should talk to him and still see how patriotic and funny you think it is.
You want to ask Mr. Parker questions for the newspaper?
Yes, Doctor.
He's in a great deal of pain. He'll have to stay in bed for a month, maybe more.
He's hurt bad? He can't be. I saw him. I saw him stand up and walk away.
When a person is tarred, the tar is like hot oil. They boil it. Tar burns a man's clothes onto his skin.
You mean like hot candle wax and you peel it off and...
Worse. When you peel the tar off, you peel the skin away. Then there's the risk of infection, which I'm afraid has already set in.
But they were patriots taking a stand.
They were criminals who used the cause to beat him and rob him of his hard-earned pay.
But they were shouting slogans against Parliament, and they sang a liberty song.
Did they respect Mr. Parker's liberty? You want the real story? Go ask him a question.
I don't think I want to.
The facts, James. If you want to be a reporter, you must have all the facts. Tears are salty. That adds sting to the wounds. One tear leads to more hurt and more tears. It's a cycle of pain no man should inflict on another for any reason.
Who is it?
It's Moses. I brought the young man I mentioned earlier. Could he ask you a question or two?
Yes.
Is there anything I can do?
These wagons headed toward Boston? Somebody got an answer for me?
Yes, they are. They were loaded in accordance with the law of the king.
By the sound of that voice, you're a ways from home here, missy.
Mother, I am sorry to say these British soldiers were far from gentlemen. 2 of them held muskets at the ready. They talked among themselves, deciding who would ride which wagon. They intended to sell the goods and pocket the money for themselves. Sir, my father is a British officer.
Really? An officer, you say?
Which one of you would like to sign for the wagons? I'm sure General Gage will want to know who took the supplies.
General Gage? See, we didn't know these goods were... she's not the daughter of...
We don't need to make an issue of who her father is. Just sign.
We don't have time to take the wagons now. There aren't any newspapers or pamphlets here.
I swear on the king's health, there are no printed or published works in these wagons.
Move on, then.
What was that? Just over there. All right. Stay quiet until we know what we're up against.
Lieutenant, keep your eye on the 6-man lava cannon. Colonel, have we heard from the Indian scouts? They are the famous shadow warriors. You cannot see them until they are right beside you. Yes, sir, General, sir.
They sound like sheep.
It could be Indians. They make noises like birds and bears to fool the enemy. They must have taught the rebels how to do it. Let's get out of here.
Keep moving. We will find a large field to engage in a proper battle.
After Henri delivered his squad of sheep, he returned the dog he called Lieutenant to the old man. We rode back to Philadelphia on horses from the stable of Abigail Adams. I shall miss her. Safely back in Philadelphia, I made my way to Mr. Adams with a letter from his wife.
Thank you so much. I worry about her there, in harm's way.
She asks you to write more often.
Yes, I must. If you would include a message for Dr. Franklin in your next letter to England, tell him I am as heartstrong as headstrong. I am convinced by this Congress that America will support Massachusetts or perish with her.
I will tell him that. John Adams arranged for us to see a bit of Congress in action. Mr. Adams said it best.
The distinctions between Virginians, Pennsylvanians, New Yorkers, and New Englanders are obsolete. I am not a New England man. I am an American. We are Americans.
Dearest Mother, the mood in the colonies has turned ugly. Parliament has placed the port of Boston under blockade as punishment for the Tea Party. With the harbor closed to trade, the subjects of Boston are idle and suffer greatly. Tensions are on the rise. Dr. Franklin's printing press is working round the clock to keep up with all these events.
Moses, it did it again! This old thing is a hunk of junk! How are we supposed to get out the latest news from Boston if our press keeps breaking down?
James, this poor old press is ready for retirement. However, I have just a fix.
Great! What do you need? A wrench? A hammer? I'll fetch it for you.
A wagon.
A what?
A big, sturdy wagon. I made an offer on a new press. We just have to pick it up.
Great! Where is it? Market Street?
Williamsburg.
Williamsburg? Williamsburg, Virginia?
We leave at the first light of day. But nothing. We must have a dependable press. The people count on us for their news. Besides, you never can tell what news you'll uncover in a different colony.
Yes, but is it safe? I mean, for you? Slavery is everywhere in Virginia. It's not at all like Boston or even here in Pennsylvania.
These are dangerous times for everyone, and I'm willing to do what I can for the common cause. I won't be without some protection. I have this letter from Dr. Franklin. It attests that I am a free man. I carry it with me, always.
Moses, if the colonies had 10,000 men as brave as you, Parliament wouldn't dare mess with us.
Speaking of mess...
Right. Where's the soap?
You don't know?
Well, let's see. I used it just last Saturday.
More like last January.
Still working at this hour?
Sarah, Henri, big news! I'm going with Moses to Virginia to buy a new printing press.
And leave me here alone with her?
And leave me here alone with him?
I'm going with you.
I hope this new press is worth the money, Moses.
As Dr. Franklin said, a penny saved is a penny earned. This press will save us a very pretty penny.
How much longer till we get to Williamsburg?
Yeah, I'm hungry.
You're always hungry. I hope we get there in time for the session of the House of Burgesses. I want to hear Patrick Henri speak.
Patrick who?
Patrick Henri. He's a lawyer from Virginia. He was a delegate to the First Continental Congress. And what a speaker.
Don't tell me this Patrick Henri is a rebel.
He's not a rebel, Sarah. He's a patriot. He wants the southern colonies to join the common cause with New England.
Why would a subject of Virginia care what's happening in Massachusetts?
It's a completely different country.
With men like Patrick Henry, it might just become one country.
Look, a farm! Whoa! Those workers will know how far it is to Williamsburg.
We won't be stopping at that farm, Sarah.
Why not?
Because those workers aren't just workers. They're slaves. Let's go.
Lady Phillips, how grand to see you again.
Dr. Franklin, you're leaving us?
The rumor is true, Lady Phillips. As soon as I tie up my affairs here in London, I will return to my home, to Philadelphia, to America.
Oh, Doctor, you will be missed.
By my friends, perhaps, but my enemies are in far greater numbers, and if they shed tears upon my departure, they shall be tears of joy. What word have you from your lovely daughter, Sarah?
She's off on a trip to Williamsburg, which is the capital of the colony of Virginia, I believe.
Does she say why? I haven't had a letter in some weeks now.
Something about buying a new printing press. I take comfort knowing she's in the company of your people, James and Henri, and your major domo, Moses.
Moses, you say?
Is there something wrong?
Perhaps not, but perhaps so.
This must be Williamsburg.
I smell ham. Ooh, I also smell mutton, roast beef, pudding, and pie. I love Williamsburg.
Henri, you're part bloodhound.
It is quite beautiful, civilized. It reminds me of the English countryside.
Sold!
Oh my goodness! Is that...
Yes, Sarah. The auction block. This is where my people are sold like cattle to the highest bidder. I was sold on the block in Charlestown, South Carolina, but they're all the same.
It's barbaric! I cannot look at it, not another second. I want to leave this place.
The newspaper office is right across the street. Come on, Moses. Let's pick up the printing press and get out of here.
No, James, you're a journalist. You have a job to do. I'll get the printing press. You get yourself over to the House of Burgesses and find out the latest news.
But...
No buts. Each of us must do his part.
Is it safe here for you, Moses?
As long as I have this letter, I'll be fine.
Come on, Henri. Do you want something to eat?
No. Suddenly, I've lost my appetite.
That's strange. It's locked.
In the middle of the day?
Here goes. Up you go. Ouch! Where is everybody?
Gone.
Gone? Gone where?
There is no more House of Burgesses. The Earl of Dunmore shut it down.
The Earl of who?
The Earl of Dunmore. He's the royal governor of Virginia.
He got mighty mad at the Assembly, especially Mr. Patrick Henry, for saying Virginia should raise an army to fight with the Boston people.
Now that's news. Are you sure?
I hear everything. Rumor has it, Mr. Henry's going to speak to a convention in Richmond, St. John's Church.
That's fantastic. Thanks. What is your name?
Oh, no. I've said too much already.
Wait till Moses hears this. Moses! Big news! We've got to go to Richmond! The Earl of Dunmore sent the Assembly home, but they're going to meet anyway in Richmond. Patrick Henry's going to make an important speech. This is news.
We'd better get going.
What's wrong, Moses?
That's what's wrong.
He looks scared.
He's my brother.
He's your brother?
His name is Cato. We were separated when we were young, but I'd know him anywhere.
We have to do something.
Yes, but what?
We can buy his freedom.
With what? We spent all our money on the printing press.
I have some coins.
I'll sell this horse and wagon and carry the press home on my back if I must. But I'll not sit here while Cato is sold like a sack of flour.
He's a captured runaway. High-spirited, so he'll have to be watched carefully. Who'll start the bidding?
50 pounds.
I have 50 pounds. Do I hear 60?
60 pounds.
I have 60. Do I hear 70 pounds?
Stop the auction. This is most peculiar. You aren't allowed to bid at auction.
My offer stands, sir. 60 pounds, cash money.
This is outrageous! The nerve!
The man you are selling is my brother, Cato. I am a free man and have as much right to bid as any.
He speaks the truth, sir.
Quiet, child. It's bad enough I'm talking to him. I'll not stoop to discussing my affairs with a girl to boot.
I'd like to give him the boot.
Moses is a free man. Show him your letter, Moses.
It's from my employer, Dr. Benjamin Franklin.
I don't need no reading lessons. Ben Franklin's name don't mean nothing in Virginia. He's a Pennsylvania man. And if you belong to him, I suggest you get. And I mean now!
Moses, no! Stay calm.
Get him out of here! My bid stands at 50 pounds.
50 pounds, going once, going twice. Sold to Foreman Harrison of the Abernathy Plantation, Richmond, Virginia.
Richmond, that's where Patrick Henri is speaking. Come on. Moses, Cato was sold to the Abernathy Plantation.
In Richmond. We are going to Richmond, aren't we, Moses?
As if we had wings.
There's St. John's Church. That's where Mr. Henry's going to speak.
You stay here and listen to his speech while I find Cato. The Abernathy Plantation is just outside of town. We passed it coming in. I'll draw less attention on foot. Meet Cato and me here after dark.
Please let us go with you, Moses.
This is family, Sarah. I have to do this for my brother. Now make sure you get down every word Patrick Henri says. The colonies need to hear a man like Mr. Henri.
We won't let you down, Moses.
Good.
Are you going to just let him go?
James, look! His letter!
Well, it doesn't take 3 of us to copy down a speech.
And I can barely write my name.
True, but you are a world-class sneak. Henri, tail Moses. Keep your distance so he doesn't know he's being followed.
But at the first sign of trouble, fly back here and get us. Do you understand?
Certainement. Maybe I can't write English, but I understand it plenty.
What are you doing with the pencil?
2 heads are better than 1, especially when one of the heads is yours.
But you're not the journalist.
Shh! Mr. Patrick Henri.
The question before the House is one of awful moment to this country. For my own part, I consider it as nothing less than a question of freedom or slavery. There is no longer any room for hope. If we wish to be free, if we mean to preserve those privileges for which we have been so long contending, we must fight. I repeat it, sirs, we must fight. An appeal to arms and to the God of hosts is all that is left us. They tell us we are weak, unable to cope with so formidable an adversary. But when shall we be stronger? Will it be next week or next year? We are not weak. We are 3 million people armed in the holy cause of liberty. Gentlemen may cry, peace, peace, but there is no peace. The war is actually begun. The next gale that sweeps from Boston will bring to our ears the clash of resounding arms. Our brethren are already in the field. Why stand we here idle? Is life so dear, or peace so sweet, as to be purchased at the price of chains and slavery? Forbid it, Almighty God. I know not what course others may take, but as for me, give me liberty or give me death.
Give me liberty.
Or give me death.
Moses, what are you doing here? Are you crazy?
I came to get you, to take you with me to Philadelphia.
No, it's too risky.
I'm not leaving you here.
Don't worry about me. I have a plan.
A plan?
There is a rumor, a strong rumor from sources that are never wrong.
What is it?
Lord Dunmore is going to offer freedom to any slave who joins the British to put down the rebellion in Boston.
But that's just talk. I'm offering you a way out.
You're offering me a life on the run, as a fugitive. I want freedom. The freedom every man should have. I'll not spend my life looking over my shoulder, waiting for the bounty hunters to drag me back here in chains.
But...
Moses, I love you. You are a brave man for coming here. But I will not live my life as if I were a criminal when the crime is being committed against me. If I can win my freedom by helping the British, so be it. At least I will be the master of my own fate.
Are you sure?
I've never been more sure.
It's late. What's all that racket? You! Get him, boys!
Moses! I've got to get James and Sarah!
What does it all mean, James? Is Virginia going to send an army to Boston?
Not unless fighting breaks out. But thanks to Patrick Henry, at least Virginia will have an army. The convention voted funds to buy weapons and uniforms and hire officers. This is a great day.
James! Sarah!
Henri?
James! Sarah! Quick! Moses has been taken by the plantation men!
No!
Quick, the wagon! Yeah! We're coming, Moses!
Who is it at this hour of the night? Yes? How may I help you?
We're looking for our friend.
Moses! His name is Moses! Let him go!
What makes you think I have your friend, this Moses character?
I saw your foreman Harrison take him prisoner!
The runaway caught stirring up trouble in my slave quarters? That's your friend?
Yes, sir. He is our friend. Only Moses is not a runaway. He's a free man. See for yourself.
What is this?
That is a letter from Dr. Benjamin Franklin of Philadelphia.
I am aware of Dr. Franklin, but why is this any of his business?
Because, as a man of honor, you have no right to keep that which doesn't belong to you.
And this Moses belongs to Dr. Franklin?
Moses belongs to himself.
Is everything in order, Mr. Abernathy? I heard a wagon roll up.
The African named Moses. Where is he?
I locked him in the blockhouse. His running days are over.
Release him immediately.
Release him? But...
Now, Harrison. Our guests here have a long ride ahead of them, which I suggest you embark on post-haste.
So you believe us?
If Dr. Franklin is in the business of hiring Africans, that's his concern, not mine. Be off with you. But tell Dr. Franklin he's playing with lightning again. His radical notions about slavery might fly in Philadelphia, but he'll set the world on fire if he tries to export them to Virginia. You make sure you tell him that.
Oh, we will, sir. We will.
We'll be sure to tell him.
And then Patrick Henri said, "As for me, give me liberty or give me death."
That's a mighty fine speech. Good job, James.
It's a bunch of hogwash.
Hogwash? Sarah, it was greatness.
All that talk of freedom and liberty? Look what happened to Moses.
And what about Cato?
Yes, Moses. What about Cato?
Look.
Freedom for slaves who take up arms against the colonists.
It's signed by Lord Dunmore for His Majesty King George III.
Cato is taking his own path to freedom. If it's God's will, he'll succeed. I believe it is God's will. I believe someday all my people will drink from the cup of liberty, just like Patrick Henri said.
Dearest Mother, we have returned safely from Virginia, but not without terrible fright, and not without the blinders being lifted from my eyes. Whatever unity Mr. Patrick Henri was able to achieve by bringing the colony of Virginia into the cause with New England, this land shall remain divided as long as slavery remains the law. It is an awful practice, degrading to the slave and to the master. It's an evil that should be stamped from the world wherever it lives. I've learned there are many paths to freedom. Moses took one path, his brother Cato another. Just as England and the colonies are traveling different paths. My great fear is these paths are destined to collide. Freedom will not come cheaply. It never does. Your loving daughter, Sarah.
May 1775. Dearest Mother, Dr. Franklin continues to dazzle me. In these troubled times, when so many people are nervous, or angry, or frightened, Dr. Franklin's resolve is reassuring.
Good morning. Gather round. We have a busy week ahead of us, and I have a special mission for each of you. The delegates are arriving for the Second Continental Congress.
Great! The Gazette will cover Congress from gavel to gavel. I won't miss a thing.
Perhaps not, but you missed everything else.
Not yet, James. Henri, the delegates will need fresh water. Keep the buckets filled.
I've been thinking, Dr. Franklin. How about a story on our own delegate, Mr. Dickinson?
Hold your horses, James. Sarah, I want you and Moses to greet Colonel George Washington when he arrives from Virginia. Assist him in whatever he may need.
This Colonel Washington must be important?
During the French and Indian War, he saved many lives. I expect big things from him in Congress.
I'll get my shawl.
That leaves me. What do you have in mind, sir? Maybe I could talk to this Colonel Washington?
No, James. No journalists will be allowed in the hall.
No journalists? But...
The delegates are here to deal with life and death matters. They'll need to voice their opinions freely, privately.
Then what in the world am I supposed to do?
Someone has to look after the delegates' horses.
Horses?
You may need a bigger broom.
You may need a shovel.
I can't believe my luck. The biggest story in the world is right here in Philadelphia, and I'm stuck babysitting a bunch of dumb horses. Look, that's John Adams.
John Adams? I thought his name was Sam Adams.
That's his cousin. John Adams is the smartest lawyer in New England. Let's find out what he's up to.
A leader is what we need.
What about these?
I'm sure Mr. Adams and the others are thirsty after their long journeys. Now get going.
Hey!
I'm going to nominate Colonel Washington. He's the perfect man to head the new Continental Army.
Why not your own Mr. Hancock? I know he has designs on the top job.
Impossible. Washington is the only hero we have. The only man the whole country will support.
Will New England accept a Virginian?
A Southern man is exactly what we need. Otherwise, the Revolution will remain New England's war.
Excusez-moi. Excuse me.
Ben, who is this?
A French small fry.
Henri, go! Go!
Pardon. Sorry.
Hold your horses, lad.
James is supposed to hold the horses. I'm the water boy.
Come on, Henri. I have to find out what's happening. That bell means Congress is about to start.
Oh, but Ben Franklin said no journalists.
Am I to understand that you're a journalist, young sir?
James Hiller, Pennsylvania Gazette.
It's a pleasure to meet a fellow newspaper man.
You're a newspaper man, too?
Paul Wentworth's the name. I understand your little friend here has a ticket into the hall.
Ticket? I've got a bucket into the hall. 2 of them.
And I've got a pocket full of coins for every scrap of news you bring out with your empty buckets.
Coins? I'm all ears.
Wait a second. Dr. Franklin said we can't print anything until after Congress is over.
And Dr. Franklin is right. We wouldn't want to do anything to hurt the cause.
Exactly.
However, James, someday it will be up to newspaper men like us to tell the people what went on. And we can't do that without facts, can we?
No, we can't. Facts are everything.
If you want to make it in this business, you have to go where the action is. Are you game, James?
How many coins are we talking about?
Quiet, Henri. This is between a couple of newspaper men. Isn't that right, Paul?
That's a fact, James. That's a fact. Pardon me, I'm a stranger to your fair city. Is this where Colonel Washington is staying?
Yes, sir, but he's just now arrived.
Whoa! Such poor workmanship on this coach. It's an outrage.
Allow me to be of service, Colonel. My name is Moses.
Who's your master, Moses?
I'm a freed man, sir, in the employ of Dr. Benjamin Franklin. I'll have your coach fixed good as new.
Apparently, our English cousins have contempt for us. They've turned the colonies into a dumping ground for all the shoddy goods they themselves would not have.
Moses will fix it, sir. He's very talented.
And who are you, young lady?
Sarah Phillips, my lordship.
That isn't necessary, Miss Phillips. I'm not a lord. I'm just a citizen like anyone else.
I beg your pardon, your lord. Colonel Washington. Dr. Franklin has sent us to assist you.
Excellent. I look forward to seeing the good doctor again. Moses, the future is in the hands of men such as yourself, homegrown craftsmen. The job is yours.
It will be an honor, sir.
The honor is mine.
Chair recognizes the delegate from Pennsylvania Colony, Mr. Dickinson.
Gentlemen, hear me clearly. There are still those of us who believe in a peaceful resolve to this conflict. We are brothers, England and America. Surely there is another course short of all-out war.
The peace died on the greens of Lexington and Concord. It was murdered again at Bunker Hill. There is no peace in the hearts and minds of the countless thousands who have been forced to swallow the vile brew of British tyranny.
Mr. Adams, you spit fire well, but the king's guns spit lead. You will lead us down the path to ruin.
And you, sir, will lead us down the path to slavery.
We can't win a war with it. If you insist on war, you shall have it. But it will be New England's war, Mr. Adams. Massachusetts is free to fight England until the moon falls into the sea, but she will fight alone!
Order, gentlemen, order! The chair recognizes the distinguished gentleman from Philadelphia, Dr. Benjamin Franklin.
Friends, I remind you that we lack not in great talkers, but great doers. I find myself in agreement with Mr. Adams. War is upon us, like it or not. Our great comfort is that we honestly and faithfully did everything in our power to prevent it. But war is here, on our doorstep, whether our doorstep be in Boston or Baltimore. Forgive me, my voice grows hoarse.
Cold water, Dr. Franklin?
Notebook? Pencil, please.
Not my pencil, please.
I hate to nag you, but...
I know. Horses.
Ah, Mr. Hiller, what have you learned?
I learned that when Ben Franklin says no journalists, he means no journalists. He took my notebook and my pencil.
Gangway coming through!
What's the hurry, young man?
Sam Adams just kicked the bucket.
Sam Adams is dead?
Hey! No, he kicked my bucket, spilled water everywhere. Oh, what a mess.
I can't believe this. I'm stuck out here while the story of the century is in there.
It is a conundrum, isn't it?
Conundrum?
A problem. Forgive me, you're new to the newspaper game, but don't feel bad. Someday, when you are a real newspaper man, you'll know big words like conundrum.
I am too a real newspaper man.
Indeed. But do you have the fire in the belly to do whatever it takes to get the story?
My belly's on fire. You tell me what facts you want, Mr. Wentworth, and I'll get them.
Good. Excellent. Let's start with what they're up to in there. Is Congress going to raise an army? Who will lead the army? The facts, James. We must have the facts.
I'm on it. Who, what, why, where, when, and how. Have you got a pencil? Much obliged. Here goes.
You'd think a congressman wouldn't be so clumsy.
Whoa! Fact 1. This isn't going to be easy.
I must know what's going on in there. Enough of this tomfoolery. We tried it your way. Now we do it my way.
It certainly is an exciting time to be in Philadelphia. The city is alive with interesting new people.
Exciting and dangerous. Mixed among the delegates to the Second Continental Congress are spies. We all have to watch our tongues. Drill, please.
Drill, coming right up.
He's at Mr. Rodney's desk.
Who's Rodney?
Caesar Rodney. He's the head man in the colony of Delaware. What he says goes. I'm surprised you haven't heard of him. Haven't you written about him in your newspaper?
Oh, that's Caesar Rodney, of course. What's happening now?
Dr. Franklin has the floor.
There are two voices here. One seeks reconciliation with England. The other seeks independence. I address the former. It was Parliament, remember, which has doomed our country to destruction. They have begun to burn our towns and murder our people. Look upon their hands. The fault lies not with Mr. Adams. The fault lies in London.
Dr. Franklin has finished speaking. I don't see Henri. Okay, he's back. He's with... Oh, this is good. John Hancock. He's with John Hancock. I don't believe it. Hancock is not only talking to Henri, he's actually writing it down for him.
If Congress does not take over the army at Boston soon, it will disintegrate. All hope will be lost. The time has come. We must have a general today.
Gentlemen, I think the solution is obvious. John Hancock is my nominee to lead our new national army.
Mr. Payne, you flatter me. But we also have a gentleman available of impeccable credentials. A Southerner, Colonel Charles Henry Lee of Virginia.
Who was born in England and who would be perfectly happy to be there now. The man we are looking for is among us, and he is a Southerner from Virginia. I nominate as General of the Colonial Army Colonel George Washington.
I lost Henri. He's so little. He vanished when Colonel Washington stood up to speak.
Colonel Washington is speaking?
There he is. Look at him go. He must have big news. Henri has news. Come on. Henri? Henri! Excuse me, a boy just ran in here. About this tall? There you are. Where are your notes? I've been watching you. You've been doing great.
Watching me? How?
With a spyglass.
You've got a spyglass? Let me see it.
James, wouldn't it be better to discuss this outside?
Yes, of course. Come on, Henri. Hurry up!
Stop it! That tickles!
If you got everything down on paper, I'll be tickled.
What does it say? Is that French?
I get coins for this, right?
Of course, I'm a man of my word.
Okay, voila! Here's what I found out. John Adams wants poultry, pulled poultry.
What?
Oh, you know, not poultry cut in slices, but pulled from the bone. Sam Adams wants beef, unless it's too well done. Then he wants mutton. Oh, here's something strange. John Adams won't eat mutton because it's a favorite British food.
Let me see that. John Hancock, potato soup?
He's got a bad tooth.
You were getting lunch orders?
I can't believe you messed this up.
Sam Adams is the one who messed it up. He spilled ink all over my lunch order. Oh, my coins, s'il vous plaît. What are these? I've never seen coins like this.
They're Greek, very old, older than Hercules. The two slits in each coin enabled the ancient Greeks to string them on chains and wear them around their neck for safekeeping.
Oh, thanks! If you want any more facts.
I'll get them myself. You failed me, both of you. And the only reason I paid you is I'm a man of my word.
How could you do this to me? Mr. Wentworth is an important newspaper man. He publishes a paper I've never heard of, and you made me look like a kid.
I'm new at this.
That's it. I'll get the facts myself and make everything right with Mr. Wentworth.
I'll help. I'd like to get more of these Greek coins. Hey, those are mine.
You're back to being a water boy. This is a job for a newspaper man, not a newspaper boy. Ow!
Who's the water boy now?
James, what are you doing here?
Nothing. This whole day has been a big waste. What are you doing here?
Delivering Colonel Washington's coach. Where is Henri?
I don't care.
What's wrong?
I had a chance to impress an important newspaper publisher from New Hampshire, Mr. Wentworth, but I came up empty.
Wentworth? I don't know any Wentworth who publishes a paper in New Hampshire.
Well, he is who he says he is. He even paid us. He's a man of his word. See for yourself.
Those aren't coins, silly. They're buttons.
Buttons?
I've sewed buttons like those on my father's uniforms. These buttons were minted 3 years ago by King George to decorate the coats of gentlemen invited to the king's birthday party.
Are you sure?
Of course I'm sure. Whoever your Mr. Wentworth is, he must be a close friend of King George.
I have an idea. Quick, a pencil.
My presence here will stifle free discussion. Since my appointment is the issue at hand, I will retire to allow you to speak your minds. Good evening.
I received your note at my boarding house. You have facts?
I interviewed the delegates, every single one of them. It took me all night to track them down. It's all there. The size of the new National Army, what General Hancock plans to do to drive the Redcoats out of Boston. It's the biggest story of the year. I told you I'd get the facts, and I'm a man of my word.
I must go. I have to write my story and get it back to my paper. You're a first-rate newspaperman, James Hiller. Well done.
And you're a rotten spy. my guess is right. Mr. Wentworth is reporting to someone. The question is, who?
Look! A boat!
8 men could fit in this. We need to be careful. Redcoats! I want to get closer.
I'll go with you. Henri, take Moses's tool pouch.
We'll meet back on the road.
Hancock will be the general of the colonial army.
John Hancock. The rumor is it's Washington.
The rumor is wrong. They put the Washington story out to mislead us. Hancock will lead the rebel army, and his plans call for a march on Rhode Island.
You trust your source?
A gullible child. He spilled the beans. A stupid boy, typical colonial, grand ideas, no schooling, easily duped.
Excellent. Let's move out.
Sarah!
I'm here. That was frightfully awkward for a while, wasn't it?
I was a fool. I wanted so badly to be a big-shot journalist, I almost gave away secrets to the enemy.
But you outsmarted them.
You're British. How does that make you feel?
If Colonel Washington is announced as General of the Army tomorrow, word will get to the British soon enough. And that man who deceived you and Henri will look like a fool. I can live with that.
Look!
What's happening?
On a leak!
I'm wearing silk garments! My suit will be ruined!
Henri! Great job!
You know, I don't ask you for one moment to surrender your hope for a peaceful resolve to these problems.
Thank you. I do pray for that.
The only hope the colonies have to avoid all-out war is in the strength of our army and the strength of our resolve.
I like General Washington. I hope the great men of this Congress work as hard to find peace as General Washington does to prepare the army for war.
That will depend on Parliament. You know, Sarah, if things get too uncomfortable, we will find a way to get you back home.
Thank you, Dr. Franklin.
Come on! You're late!
And on the issue of General of the Continental Army, we call upon George Washington.
I accept this momentous duty because this Congress desires it. I beg it be remembered by every gentleman in this room that I, this day, declare with utmost sincerity, I do not think myself equal to the command I am honored with.
Dear Mother, this is the first time I have felt that I am, in fact, living events which will be remembered by other generations. I remain with a confused heart. I pray for peace, but fear we are heading towards war.
April 1775. Dear Mother, Dr. Franklin insists that his newspaper is stirring patriotism in the bosom of every colonist. But I am not so sure. There is no doubt their political passions run high here in the colonies. But there are so many people with so many different backgrounds. It seems to me that no two of the colonies share the same interests. Pennsylvania and Virginia are as different as France and Holland, or so I am told. As for me, I am proud to remain steadfastly British.
Shh! It's me! You heard the voices too?
I think it is thieves!
Or someone who disagrees with Dr. Franklin's newspaper.
They're here to destroy the printing press! Come on!
Look!
Who goes there? Do you see anything? Good. Let us resume our business.
I'll scare them. You trip them up.
Run!
We got them! We got them!
Sarah, run and get Moses.
Oh, no need to get Moses. You already got him.
Huh? Moses? But why? Why the sneaking around?
Maybe he's a traitor and a spy. He could have fooled us all along.
Don't be silly, Henri. I'm sure Moses has a perfectly logical explanation.
Oh, my back. Oh. Of course I have a logical explanation. I'm no traitor. I'm a mechanic.
You can fix a wagon. So?
The mechanics are a secret group of patriots concerned about how Britain is treating the colonies.
I thought that was the Sons of Liberty.
That's another group. Its membership is reserved for men of commerce. We craftsmen, having no group of our own, decided to form one. We call ourselves mechanics.
I never heard of them.
Because these doings are not games. There's great danger in simply knowing about these secret societies. Oh, thanks to your enthusiastic defense of Dr. Franklin's print shop, my mission is in dire jeopardy. I was to deliver this urgent message to Dr. Joseph Warren, a colleague of Samuel Adams. We have heard from our sources that the British Army is moving out of Boston to New York. If the colonists along the way think the British are attacking, they might react with violence. We don't want that to happen, and now I can't warn Dr. Warren.
I will take the letter to Boston, Moses. I'm your man.
And who says a woman cannot be part of this vital undertaking?
I'm going too.
Sorry, Henri. I'm going to need you here to help me get around. As for you two...
Moses, this message must be delivered. You said so yourself. There is no other alternative. You know I can do it.
We can do it. Two have a better chance than one.
That is true.
But Moses, she's British!
I may be British, but that doesn't mean I can't see both sides of the question. It's the violence and the bloodshed I fear and hate.
It's settled. A ship leaves for Boston at dawn bearing emergency supplies. I was to be on it. Now you two will go in my stead. No argument. As for tonight, get some rest.
Don't see why I have to rest. I'm not going anywhere.
Why so quiet? After all these long days and nights at sea, we're almost to Boston Harbor.
I'm worried. I hope I'm not committing an act of treason. What would my mother think?
We're saving lives. That's not treason.
Stay down and hold on. There be trouble ahead.
A British frigate. If they catch us with contraband aboard... Oh! They're firing on us! Whoa! Look out!
Don't worry, they're just warning us off. The harbor's still closed. We'll lose them by staying in the shallow waters, close to the coast where they cannot go. But we're gonna have to put you ashore several miles south of Boston. I'm afraid you'll have to walk the rest of the way.
Thank you!
Goodbye!
We have to walk through that?
Unless you can sprout wings and fly. Fear not. We're only 2 hours from Boston.
Yuck!
Don't worry. The frogs here are probably too big to fit into your shoes.
These wretched bugs. 2 hours, you said? It's been 4, and they've been the longest hours of my life.
Luckily, according to the maps, the road should be dead ahead. See? There it is!
Oh, my dress is ruined.
It'll dry soon enough. Let's eat. I'm starving.
Someone's coming.
We'd better hide. Who knows if they're friend or foe? British regulars!
Halt! Halt, I say. I spy something on the ground there. Have a look, Sergeant.
Yes, sir. Bread and cheese, sir. Dropped here within the last few minutes, I'd wager. Not an ant in sight.
Have a look around, but be quick about it. We must join the others in Boston tonight for tomorrow's journey to Lexington and Concord.
Nothing here. Nowhere else to hide. Perhaps there's someone on the road ahead of us.
If that be so, we'll catch up with them shortly. Come. Here!
That was close.
That was messy. My clothes. Whoa!
Sarah, the British are not going to New York at all. They're riding to Lexington and Concord. We have to tell Dr. Warren.
Dear heavens!
Dr. Warren?
Yes. Was there an accident?
No accident, sir. That's not to say we looked this way on purpose.
Let me get to the point, sir. We come from Philadelphia with an urgent message from the mechanics, but even more importantly...
Hold on. I'm not aware of any mechanics who send messengers. What sort of mechanic? Cobbler? Wainwright? I cannot talk to you now.
Wait, we're from the printer.
Ah, and the printer's wife, how is she?
We both know he isn't married, sir.
Come in, quickly. I must apologize for my interrogation, but with all the spies around, one can never be too careful. Well, now, you know who I am, but I don't know who you are, other than you've come from Dr. Franklin's print shop in Moses.
The printer. Right.
I'm Sarah Phillips, sir.
James Hiller.
Please excuse the way we look. We've been at sea for almost 2 weeks, and then walked through an endless swamp to get here.
You came all the way from Philadelphia?
Moses said our message was urgent.
Hold on. There are some gentlemen here who should hear this. James Hiller and Sarah Phillips, Paul Revere and William Dawes.
Call me Billy.
Please, I'm sure.
James and Sarah have brought us urgent news from Philadelphia.
What we've seen outside the city is much more pressing, sir. Boston Harbor remains blockaded, and the British are on the move, but they are marching on Lexington and Concord, not New York.
That confirms everything we know. Tonight's the night.
Yes, the rumors Moses heard about the British marching on New York are completely false. The rumors we heard from the British groom are completely correct. The British are marching on Lexington and Concord by sea, which means they'll be going after Samuel Adams and John Hancock, not to mention the colonists' stores of guns and ammunition.
Not if we get there first.
We have no time to waste. Lives are at stake. Warn every volunteer from here to Concord. Wake them up. Knock on every door if need be.
I'll go by land, out through Boston Neck.
Right. After I set the signal at North Church to let everyone know the British are coming by sea, I'll cross the river and arrange for a horse in Charlestown.
It will be dangerous, but if one meets with trouble, perhaps the other will get through.
We've got to be part of this.
But James, I'm verging on treachery already.
You're looking at it all wrong. This is history in the making. Dr. Franklin needs us to observe. Otherwise, who will ever know what actually happened this night?
You're right. The truth must be told.
We'd like to come with you.
Yes, to describe these events for Dr. Franklin's newspaper. The whole world must learn of such momentous happenings.
They would make good cover.
We'll help raise the alarm.
I am well raised, Mr. Dawes, but I can be loud.
She can. Breaks glass all the time.
All right, then. Come along.
Hold on. I don't know if Dr. Franklin would consent to my putting you two in danger.
Sir, Dr. Franklin's right-hand man, Moses, sent us here.
And Dr. Franklin is behind us 100%.
Philadelphia to Boston in just 13 days?
I still find that nearly impossible.
With all due respect, sir, nearly impossible and impossible are two distinctly different things.
And we have to cover this story and let people know what happens.
Very good then. Godspeed. And right well. Tell the world of our gallant boys and a midnight ride to stop the bloodshed.
Sorry to disturb you, Mr. Newman, but the British regulars are definitely on the move, and they are preparing to cross the Charles River.
2 lanterns, then?
Yes, just as we agreed. 1 if by land, 2 if by sea. The whole city will be able to see them from the belfry.
Do you hear that? Sounds like soldiers.
We don't have much time.
Petticoats to muffle the oars. Great idea. Too bad about the full moon, though. I feel like there's a lantern on us.
Shh. The Somerset.
Paul, over here!
Deacon Larkin, reliable as always.
I saw the lanterns. My father's horse, as promised.
I hope she's fast.
One many a race for me. Watch out for the red bellies! The roads are crawling with them.
Look, to the north!
Yes, it's the regulars. Whoa! Good eyes, girl. I believe the British are crossing to Cambridge. We've no time to lose!
Whoa!
What's the matter?
Riders coming. British patrol. Perfect stopping place for them. Hey ya!
Dash it all!
After them!
The regulars are on the march!
The regulars are coming! The regulars are coming! Hey! The regulars are coming! Wake up! Wake up! The regulars are coming!
The regulars are coming! The regulars are coming!
The British are coming! The British are coming!
Wake up! The regulars are coming!
Wake up!
The regulars are coming!
The British are
Wake
coming!
John Hancock, Sam Adams, bestir yourselves! Welcome to Clark House, James, known for its peace and quiet. Sound the alarm!
Halt! People are sleeping here. Keep the noise down.
Noise? You'll have noise enough before long. The regulars are coming. Help me wake the house.
Coming! Don't break it down.
What's going on, Paul?
John, Sam, the regulars are on the move. They mean to capture you two and all the munitions they can find.
We'll gather up our things and repair to Buckman Tavern to plan our escape.
James, how was your ride?
Incredible!
James, take care of the horses.
I'll help.
Mr. Revere's courage is amazing. When I tell the story, he'll be famous.
But his is only half the story. Mr. Dawes has been doing the same thing just as amazingly.
I can only write what I witness, and I've been with Paul Revere.
I witness great events too. From now on, I'll be a journalist. I can't let people get all their news from James.
Mr. Dawes and I are riding on to Concord. We'll understand if you don't want to come.
And miss a huge story? Of course, Sarah may want to stay.
Not a chance.
My horse is tired. He's had a long night.
We all have.
There's a rider coming.
Revere? Dawes?
Dr. Prescott, the freedom fighter?
Call me Samuel. I heard about your ride, Paul Revere, and I thought I'd join you.
You! Hold there!
Let's split up.
See you in Concord.
My horse will never make it.
It will now. Go. They won't do anything to me. I'm a British subject.
You're also a brave girl. Yeah!
If you're staying, I'm staying. Go, Mr. Revere, and good luck.
You're in my charge. The others will get the message through.
You! What's your name?
Revere. Paul Revere.
Boston's famous express rider. What brings you out tonight? I see you've been riding hard, alerting the countryside of our regiments headed this way.
I won't deny it.
Dismount, sir. Sergeant, take his horse. Mr. Revere, if you attempt to run or we are insulted, you'll pay the price.
You may do as you please.
What are you two doing out here? Shouldn't you be in bed, leaving such treasonous activities to your elders?
I've committed no treason. I'm a loyal British subject from a respectable English family.
Oh, but of course. Pardon me for not recognizing you immediately, your ladyship. It was the muddy face and dirty hair that had me fooled. Sergeant, round up these urchins. We'll need someone to clean up after the horses. Listen, a skirmish ahead. Sergeant, prepare the men to engage.
What about the prisoners, sir?
They're traitors. We shall deliver them to the civil authorities.
But they'll slow us down, sir.
You're right, Sergeant. Release them, but keep the horse. It's fresher than ours.
Yes, sir. You're free. I strongly suggest you go home. Don't let our patrols catch you on these roads again.
Company, forward!
Come, let us go.
Where are we going?
Back to Lexington. We have to help Hancock and Adams escape.
What a story this is going to be!
Yes, and I plan to help write it.
Thanks for your help. You'll be safe here at the inn.
Thanks for letting us come along. All the world will know of your brave acts when my newspaper article is published. Gotta get these notes down while tonight's events are fresh in my mind.
I'll have little something for you to include with your dispatch.
What is that? Your autobiography?
No, just the half of the story you left out. The truth must be told.
How I wish for a day when words will fly across the sea at the speed of lightning and not wait these long, interminable months at sea. I worry overmuch about the colonies, I hope, but I fear that this tense situation is headed for confrontation, not compromise. I fear for my friends and my allies. I fear for Moses, without whom my life at home could not go on. I fear for James, Sarah, and Henri, the young ones in my charge. This is no time to be bold and brash, but try to tell that to youthful souls caught up in the passion of the times. In the end, no man or woman can remain neutral. There's a day of reckoning coming, and nothing I can do will prevent it.
It's a wonder you two are still standing.
April 19, 1775. Dear Mother, the people of the colonies are stubbornly independent.
Raised our taxes. Did we ever say?
None more so than here in Massachusetts.
And who can forget our brothers who lost their lives in the Boston Massacre?
They are bent on governing themselves. And now decry the same redcoats who just 12 years ago helped them win the French and Indian War.
The British are on the move!
Cousin Tom! He's serving under General Gage. Marching on Concord. What must he be thinking right now? Cousin Tom, you are the answer.
Are you up already? Say, what are you doing?
I'm going to find my cousin. What he's thinking is what the people of these colonies need to know. A lieutenant's perspective on the soldier's role in keeping peace.
There won't be peace until we have the same rights every Englishman has. The rights we took for granted not long ago.
James, these are the king's colonies. Is it reasonable to expect him to just let them disobey Parliament's laws?
Is it reasonable to send soldiers to enforce tyranny?
The king doesn't want trouble any more than you do. But unless both sides understand each other, trouble is bound to come.
On that we agree. But Parliament has ignored our petitions. It's now up to the king to make them understand. He has the power. If only he'd use it.
And that's why I'm going to see Tom. So the colonists will understand their fight is with the lawmakers, not with the soldiers.
You can't. It could be dangerous.
I expect it will. But this is a big story with two sides. And you can't cover both at the same time. So we'll have to work together, even with the danger. I'm off to find my cousin.
I thought we were working together. Darn, her together is faster than mine.
Company, halt! See to your water supplies. Fall out.
Tom? Tom Phillips?
Sarah! Where? How? What are you doing here?
I came to see you, of course.
And who is this, Tom?
This is my cousin, Sarah Phillips. Sarah, allow me to present Lieutenant Brian Johnson.
How did you know where to find your cousin? You're not a spy, are you?
I'm a loyal British subject, thank you. I'm here to write a newspaper story. And to warn you that you and your company may be in grave danger.
Don't worry, there'll be no trouble. General Gage himself said he doubts that the infernal rebels would take up arms against His Majesty's troops.
Mr. Monroe, I'm James Hiller, a journalist for the Pennsylvania Gazette. I was wondering what militia this is and who is in charge.
There are two companies here, James. Minute Company and Alarm. Our leader is up ahead, there at the green.
And he would be?
A veteran of the French and Indian Wars, Captain John Parker.
Major Pitcairn, what do you make of all these bells?
They announce our presence, sir.
Fie, this was to have been a secret mission.
I'm afraid it's no secret, sir. And I doubt we'll be able to seize the Colonials' munitions as we planned.
Cursed rebels. We've endured a sleepless night and tremendous discomfort because of them.
Being a soldier suits you, Tom.
The finances back home left me no other choice. Still, everything works out for the best. I've done all right for myself.
Every man here is proud to serve with him.
But Brian's the real soldier. These ragtag colonists will wilt when faced with the likes of him.
In truth, most of the colonists remain loyal to the crown. There's only a small handful of troublemakers.
I'm pleased to hear you say that. That's exactly the sort of thing my readers need to hear.
Colonel Smith, the scouts report a number of armed rebels just ahead.
Major, you will proceed into the township with an advance guard. I shall follow with the grenadiers. The rebels may be up to no good. Dispatch your swiftest rider to General Gage. Have him send reinforcements. The cooler heads among the rebels will carry the day if we outnumber them.
You'll be perfectly safe here.
If you're under orders not to harm anyone, why should I need to hide?
It's just a precaution. The wall will work better if you duck behind it.
Should I be worried about you, Tom?
Not at all. Neither side wishes to fight. I'll see you shortly.
Squatting behind walls isn't very dignified for a lady, and it's useless for a journalist.
Gentlemen, please form into your respective companies.
What about me, Captain Parker?
You're welcome to join us, lad, but you'll need a weapon. I'm afraid we have none to spare.
Here's my weapon. I'd like to join as a journalist.
A writer printing the right things is worth 1,000 soldiers.
You might want to amend that statement, sir.
Light company, advance!
Sound to arms!
Sound, advance!
Steady, men. Stand your ground and don't fire unless fired upon. They number close to 650. How many are we? Fewer than 80, John.
I should be able to see everything safely from... James!
Sergeant Monroe, form ranks.
Lay down your arms and disperse, and you will not be harmed.
Stand your ground, men.
Surround and disarm them.
Please disperse. Please do as the Major says.
Surround and disarm them.
Charge bayonets! Light company, advance! Surrender your arms!
Never! We will not! We will
We shall use force! Disarm them!
Where did that come from?
Who fired?
Who fired? Present arms! Present arms!
No!
Look out!
Stop! Hold your fire!
We were ordered not to fire!
Tom, we're being shot at!
Cease fire!
Sound to arms!
Present arms! Present arms!
No!
Stop! Stop firing! Cease fire!
Cease fire! Cease fire! Hold your fire!
Fall back!
It's the Boston Massacre all over again!
Sound to arms!
And keep those flintlocks shouldered!
Does anyone know how many casualties there were?
8 dead, sir. A number of others wounded. I couldn't count them. I was... Afraid.
Nothing to be ashamed of. We all ran.
Who fired first? I couldn't tell.
It doesn't matter. It has brought us to war.
A war no one wanted.
I'm sorry for these disagreeable circumstances, Colonel Smith. The men show little inclination for discipline.
Do not deplore the actions of your men without first examining your own, Major. We are here to seize munitions, not kill colonists. There had better be no such display in Concord.
We've a man down.
Sergeant!
Tom? Tom?
It's Brian.
No.
His leg is badly shot up.
Form ranks!
Tom, please don't go.
I must. It's my duty.
Then I'm coming with you.
I don't think you should. Things could become very dangerous from here on out.
Don't try to talk me out of it. A war may have started here today. I'm going to cover the story start to finish, and you're going to help me.
Shoulder arms! We march to Concord!
What have we done?
Where are we headed, Mr. Hosmer?
To the Liberty Pole. Major Buttrick's giving orders. He's a good man. We fought side by side against the French and Indians during the last war.
There's been shooting!
What's going on? Is anyone
The
hurt?
rumors are true. The Redcoats have shot and killed militiamen in Lexington.
2 of my kinsmen among them.
We'll make them pay.
How dare they?
Now they're headed here to Concord.
The men of Acton await your orders, Major Buttrick.
As do the men of Lincoln!
Miriam's Corner already? Excellent. We'll need every man to help defend our liberties. Follow me.
We'll show them!
We must defend ourselves. This morning, we must fight for freedom.
Don't get away with it!
Sergeant, I have a friend, a fellow journalist, who's with the British. Is there a way we can tell the men not to shoot at her?
They won't aim for a woman. But these muskets are not accurate at a long distance. They could hit anybody or miss everybody.
I hope that anybody is not Sarah.
Look at them. How brazen. They're not even trying to conceal their strength from us.
Colonel Smith, sir. Lieutenant Tom Phillips, sir. And this is my cousin, Sarah Phillips. She's a journalist.
Is that so, Miss Phillips?
Yes, sir. For the Pennsylvania Gazette.
Ben Franklin's newspaper.
Sarah is a loyal British subject, here to tell the British side of the story, sir.
I believe that the majority of people here are loyal to England and supportive of the army's presence. But there are those who would paint you as monsters. I wish the colonists to know that the army is just as human as they are. And Dr. Franklin has allowed me to do that.
You do have a way with words. Very well. Allow me to offer you an excellent seat and a spyglass so that you can witness my gentle-handed discipline of the rebels.
Thank you, sir.
Lieutenant, you are dismissed.
Yes, sir.
James, where are you?
You there! Yes, you. Come here.
Yes, sir?
If you're going to report, I want you to do it from a safe distance. Nowhere near the fighting.
Yes, sir.
They've given us the center of town. Perhaps they want no more trouble.
And neither do we. Let's not forget General Gage's orders that the people of Concord are to be treated with respect.
There's smoke coming from the center of town, sir.
Will you let them burn down the town? I say we go and put a stop to it!
I dispatched 4 companies to search the Barrett farm for hidden munitions and 2 more to guard the North Bridge.
Excellent. What happened in Lexington must not be repeated here in Concord. These rebels need to be taught a lesson.
All companies march to the bridge, but hold your fire. will not fire on the king's troops unless we're fired upon first.
They're coming to cross the bridge, Captain Laurie.
If they want the bridge, we'll give it to them. In pieces. Destroy the planking.
How dare they?
That's our bridge!
They can't do that! We can't let him do that!
Let's get him!
It's no use, Captain. We don't have time.
Something is happening at the North Bridge. Oh no!
Keep firing!
Treason!
Tom!
Get back here, young lady!
Hold your ground! Hold your ground!
Tom?
Hooray! We did it! We shoot them! We shoot those redcoats! We drove them back! They won't try that again!
Victory is ours in the name of freedom!
Sarah?
Tom.
Don't worry, Sarah. This was all just a misunderstanding. We've probably put a stop to the trouble here.
Yes. Yes, everyone will see what has happened and not want any more bloodshed.
That's right. Everything works out for the best.
Sarah!
James!
I'm glad you're all right.
My cousin! Tom!
I'm so sorry, Sarah. Come, let's get to a safer place.
April 19, 1775. Continued. Oh, Mother. Tom's death seems to me a sign of awful things to come. This conflict is not at all what James thought it would be. It won't be simply a contest of ideas. It promises to be a contest of arms. It promises to be everything I had prayed we would avoid.
Dr. Franklin! Dr. Franklin!
Moses, it's good to see you.
How's London?
Far away, both geographically and politically.
Hey! I have news for you, Dr. Franklin.
As I have for you. Moses, I used to love England. Its beauty, its culture, its people. I had hoped we could find a compromise under which the colonies and the crown could coexist peacefully. But Moses, I, and our interests were met with indifference, disrespect, contempt. In what was supposed to be a meeting about recalling the governor of Massachusetts, my British friends tried to humiliate me.
Is a traitor.
He's a traitor?
On the evening of 16 December, cowardly bandits attacked the Dartmouth. And who is responsible for inflaming the subjects of Boston to this violence? None other than the man before us. You have no honor, sir. You are a scoundrel, sir. Have you nothing to say for yourself?
The heart of a fool is in his mouth, but the mouth of a wise man is in his heart.
Ah, the famous Franklin wit. Perhaps I need to remind you, a rope is the proper reward for treason.
Being in England convinced me that a fight between the colonies and the crown is now inevitable.
Being here would have convinced you of the same thing. British soldiers fired on our people at Lexington and Concord.
The crown's men fired upon her own subjects? Unthinkable. Tell me everything, Moses.
Here, you can read all about it.
The Shot Heard Round the World by James Hiller and Sarah Phillips. I'm very proud of them. And now we must prepare for war.